Good morning to the shareholders of New Age Metals and any interested investors. We closed really the first financing we've done for about 4 years, $4 million. And the lead order was by Mr. Eric Sprott, who is an internationally renowned investor who already had a large part of the company. In fact, when he takes down his warrants, if he did, he would be about 37% of the company. So we're very happy to have a shareholder of his ability and knowledge to be our lead shareholder, our largest shareholder. From that, we were able to close with several other institutions. So it's a totally different market. It seems in the last 6 or 8 weeks, the junior miners have kind of been down and out for almost 5 years. It would have been, I would count 5 years as January 1st of next year. So something started to happen over the summer months. Obviously, the price of metals are right out of control. Gold, I just checked, is about 4,300 US. We're a platinum palladium company too. And in fact, our main asset in the company is platinum group metals. And today, just checking, basically palladium is 1663. That's an 80% move year to date. And our palladium is 1579. That's up 73% year to date. So our River Valley project is one of the largest undeveloped platinum group metal projects in North America. But it's primary a palladium project. So what we mean by that is about 70%, approximately 70% of the metals in the ground are palladium. And then the next 15% or so is platinum. And then we have copper and we have nickel and we have cobalt and we have rhodium. So it's a polymetallic. But it's very difficult to find a true PGM deposit of its kind in Canada. We're in the best mining center in the whole country. We're about 60 road miles from Sudbury. That's the largest metallurgical complex in Canada. And that city has everything. Basically, you've got universities and people that know mining and generations of mining. It's been over 120 years that facility has been going. So we can drive to the property. We've got probably $35 million worth of money into that project. We've done at least 3 resource studies over the years, including a recent one. We've done a recent PEA. And we're just applying right now to get 2 permits on the property. One will be in the northern portion where most of the work has been done. And we are looking to do geophysics and then follow on drilling. That drilling was recommended in the 223 preliminary economic assessment we did. And the geophysics is going to help us kind of hone in that target too. The second thing we did at River Valley, we have 4 kilometers that we acquired from a company that was called Mustang. In the old days, it's now Grid. Nothing's been done in that 4 kilometers since 2002, if you can believe it. But there were 80 drill holes there. And there was lots of good drill holes and good numbers and good assays that came out of that. So we made a new application to actually go down there and do some work. Again, it would be geophysics and then drilling again. We have about 16 kilometers in this project. It's a very long road accessible, easy to get into project, and we're not drilled up by any means. So I'd be disappointed if we can't find a whole lot more metal there. We've just been held back in the last 3 years because if you remember the price of platinum, I should say palladium went to 3,400 in 222 and then kind of went down to 900-ish. Same with platinum. It stayed there for the last couple of years. But the metal prices are changed. That means more money is coming in. And this financing will allow us to go and do some serious work there too, because we have financing that will go right to that project. So a little bit more on that coming up, probably an update on that whole project so that both our shareholders and investors can look at it, because I'm sure they haven't looked at it for a couple of years. So that should come out in the next week or so. The other thing I'd like to say is that we have some excellent gold and antimony projects in Newfoundland, and we are definitely adding to that list. There'll be some announcements coming out and new acquisitions there. We're finishing our phase 2 on the gold antimony work that's done in Newfoundland, and those results will be coming out soon. And we think we're going to have some good results. And we're also ready to do a big geophysical program, and there'll be an announcement out on it coming up. So we've gone from a budget of 300,000 there that we're going to go up to almost 500 before the end of the year. And that's all financed. And no, we weren't broke when we did this financing. We still had about 2.5 million. So altogether, we're going to have about 6.5 million approximately in the treasury. And then we also have some marketable securities that are probably worth another 400,000 or 500,000, maybe even more. I haven't looked at the price. We have just acquired a project called the Bonanza Gold Project up in the Kenora Mining District. I think if you have a chance, go onto YouTube and check our video out. A lot of people have phoned in and sent me emails and stuff. Fareed did an excellent job there, kind of documenting a question that we get asked a lot. How does a junior mining company find a property? How does it acquire a property? So we have quite a cast of crew and characters on this video. The second part was just released this week. And it really shows from top to bottom, from us landing in an airport to going to the site, to meeting the prospectors, to doing the sampling, to it was doing the due diligence. And we've acquired that property. And I will say that we have a very aggressive acquisition program going on as we speak in the Kenora Mining District. So lots of news coming out on that. We have a second crew out there this week doing further due diligence on our property and moving some core and doing some more sampling and looking at some other properties in the area. So that's what's happening in the Kenora District. Very excited to be there. Not long ago, earlier this summer, we, through New Age, got approval from our directors and the exchange. We owned 6% of a company called MetalQuest Mining. That's part of our group. And we were able to get permission to have New Age invest up to 12 point some percent of the company. It's all in the press release. And if they take down their warrants, they're going to go to about 19.2%. Don't quote me for the exact numbers, but they're in the press release. The reason we did that is MetalQuest owns one of the largest undeveloped iron ore projects in North America. If it gets to production someday, it would be one of the largest mines. It has somewhere between 120 and 150 million spent on it. It has a lot of metallurgical work. It has a full feasibility study that was dated in 2015. And we've just hired a big engineering company called Atkins Realities, and they are doing a gap study. And we hope to have that information within the next few weeks. The gap study is looking at when we stopped in 2015, when that feasibility was done, we inherited, we didn't do it. What is the gap between things that need to be done from 2015 to 2025 and beyond? So there'll be an announcement coming out on that. We expect before the end of the month, and we will definitely pass that on to our investors until they better understand why did we take an investment into the company at this point. That was a low price financing. I think it was 7 cents with a full warrant at 10. And the investment today, just a few weeks later for New Age, the stock yesterday was trading at 22. I can't tell you today. And that meant that the warrant at 10 cents was even 12 cents in the money. More importantly, I think it's an overlooked asset. I mean, how many junior companies of the kind of market cap that MetalQuest has, or even the market cap that New Age has, get a chance to have an investment like that? So take a look at why we did that. You'll see more announcements coming out. If you don't mind, take a look at the company itself. We still think it's tremendously undervalued. Just want to make sure I missed everything. Just a quick update on the lithium division. We didn't do a lot there this year. We had some tremendous fires, forest fires right in the area that we control 11 different projects. We're one of the largest landholders in the Winnipeg lithium area there around the Tanko mine, one of the only producers in Canada. We have a joint venture with the 5th largest producer of lithium in the world from Australia, and they've actually put $10 million into our project approximately to date. 2 years ago, or a year and a half ago, we had a $7 million investment and a lot of drilling, etc. So we've had some mixed responses to what we found on the ground to date. But just know that we have a $2.5 million budget ready to go if we can get our partners to finance it for next year. When we drilled a year ago, it was a very mild winter, and we weren't able to do all of the drilling we had projected to do. So there's a lot more to do there. Lithium prices will come back, and they'll probably come back sooner than you think. And we're in a great area to work. We've got to deal with our First Nation partners. And we know this area inside out, and we've done a lot of work there, and we've got all the data and a lot more targets. So watch for news on the lithium department. Talked about Newfoundland. Just checking my notes here so I don't miss anything. We're a company, I guess, ladies and gentlemen, and Mr. and Mrs. Shareholder here, that has a lot of assets. I've been in the business for over 40 years now. I tend to keep what I got, and I try to get other bigger companies in some cases put a lot of money to our projects. I've done 43 deals with major mining companies, and I always tell everyone I'm working on 44 and 45 as we speak. So our goal back to Metal Quest would be to find one of those big partners. Now that we have platinum and palladium back again, we can go on ourselves, and we will. But what if we brought in one of the biggest groups in terms of platinum and palladium to help finance us through to production? That's the kind of scenario we look at River Valley. As we continue to work ourselves, we try to find a partner there to help us develop that project. The same will be true with the gold and antimony that's down in Newfoundland. The probably 11 to 12 projects. Again, there'll be some new news coming out of us, new projects there. At some point, there's just a tiny amount of antimony in Canada, and it's still trading about $60,000 a ton. A year ago, coming up in December, the Chinese government said they weren't going to ship it out, and they just mentioned that again. And it's a product that's used, a lot of it in armament stuff. It's really strong, so it goes at the end of bullets and large missile heads and all of that kind of thing. And it's very hard to find. So we're excited to be in the critical metal business, in the gold business, and we've got a really good group of assets. We're funded. We don't have a lot of shares out, and we've got one of the best investors in the world as a partner, and he could go up to 37% if he takes down all his warrants. So a pretty good financier to be with a little company like us. So that's not so quick an overview. I appreciate everyone listening. If you want to get to us, we're here at the office, 613-659-2773, or you can send us an email. That'll be on the end of the video. Thank you very much. We're certainly headed into very exciting times. Last point, I speak down at the New Orleans Investment Show, I guess somewhere around the 1st to the 5th of November. And we're very excited to be down there. We'll have a booth. As I say, I'll be speaking there. And I think we'll meet the who's who of the precious metals business: platinum, palladium, gold, silver, and copper. And we have in our River Valley project pretty much all of those metals. So thank you very much. Appreciate it. Appreciate that you hung in there through the bad times. And I think you can see with the price of our stock that things are definitely improving for everyone. Thank you very much.